Welcome to my channel again. Today going to be doing something super simple, steaks, tenderloin fillet, just on the cast iron skillet. Very simple process. There are a few steps involved and I just want to kind of show you how I do it. Alright, so here's our simple ingredients today. Not much going on. Obviously we have the steaks here. Got these at my local Kroger. As you can see, they were on sale, so grabbed me 4 tenderloin steaks, and decent deal, $14.99 a pound. I guess they originally were $17.99. So those are choice tenderloins. We're going to be using some salt, some pepper, canola oil, some butter, and our cast iron skillet, and that's pretty much it. Pretty simple ingredient list. Alright, first thing we're going to do, put this cast iron on our biggest burner, which would be right here. Go ahead and put that on the burner, and we want to crank the heat up as high as we can go. We want it to get nice and hot. And go ahead and open up our vent here to catch any. Turn it down just a bit there. All right, and so what I'm also going to grab is this item here. So this is kind of the cover. So when I have the steaks on, I don't want them splattering around, so I covered up. But we'll set that off to the side for now. Alright, so what we're going to do, first things first, we are going to take out our steaks out of the package here. Had clean hands, washed them, so that's all good. Take the steaks out of the packaging. Set that to the side. And what we want to do to our steaks here, no trimming needed, at least I don't trim the steaks. But what I'm going to do is get some canola oil on them first thing. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Dry these off real quick. Get a paper towel, kind of dry them off here real quick, make sure there's nothing on them. Nice and clean. Just a quick little move. And I'm going to be cooking these today. I like medium rare, which is, for me, I typically take them off at about 125. That's what we'll be looking at. And let them rest for a while. And then cut into them and see what they look like. And so put that in our trash pile. And so going to put just a touch of canola oil on here. Each one. Like so. And what we're going to do is brush this canola oil all over. We need the seasonings, the salt and pepper, to really stick on these steaks. And these are pretty thick steaks, so they're going to take quite a bit of salt and pepper. But anyway, so let's get it all the way around every area. We'll coat these steaks. Just everywhere around, and now apply some kosher salt here. Just get them all coated there. These are pretty big steaks. I mean, they can take quite a bit of salt on them. And then we also want some cracked black pepper. Let's see it right here. Try to get it a little coarse. I mean, it doesn't have to be, big chunks, but I like it to have a little bit of coarseness to it. And in this case, right here, this is about how I like it. Just kind of, I guess, medium coarseness. But they also can take quite a bit of pepper as well. And so we got that. We'll flip these over. Repeat on the second side. Touch of canola oil, not a ton, just a touch, and we will brush all the way around, every side coated, and we will apply some salt. You know, this recipe, even though it's pretty simple, I mean, it isn't much of a recipe, just cooking some steaks on a cast iron skillet. But saw a cooking show once where they actually did it on the cast iron, and that kind of sparked some interest. And then I kind of added another step in there, which I'll show you, that I saw in another cooking show. So it's kind of a combo of two different recipes. But then we'll add this pepper here. All around, decent amount of pepper. I mean, just salt and pepper. That's all we have on these. The steak itself just tastes so good. You don't need to add too much more to it other than just the salt and pepper. Now we need to get the sides. I mean, we can see we have salt and pepper on the board here. Try to pick some of that up, roll it around, pick up what we can. The side. Salt and pepper on the sides, and then we can go ahead and tack on a little extra for our own here. Just so the sides nice and good. And that's really all there is to it. I mean, I'll flip these over. These are not necessarily circles here, so they're a little oval shape, so there's not really, there's almost like two sides to get here. We have to get all the way around. But anyway, that's our steaks. I'm going to sit and let them rest here while the cast iron is heating up. Won't be too long. I don't know, 5 minutes maybe. Just letting them rest and come up a little bit in temperature. All right, so our skillet is piping hot, ready to roll. It is as hot as that thing can go, man. It is full steam ahead. What I'm going to do is for 2 minutes per side. And so what I'm going to do, take them, set them on in. And we're going to go 2 minutes here to get a nice sear on these steaks. And set the timer. Let's go 2 minutes, and then we're going to flip them over. Alright, we can see it's been 2 minutes, and I did put this splatter guard on, and so we're going to go ahead and flip these over now. And nice crust forming on the steaks here. Oh, it's looking good. Put the top back on, we go another 2 minutes. Alright, you can see we are just over 4 minutes, and now we're going to kind of work the sides here a little bit, kind of set them up, and you notice they really don't stand on their own too well, so I kind of like to lean them up against each other. Let's get one side and then the other. Get that straightened up. There we go. Now we're kind of cooking the edges there, the rims. Oh, I'm not going to go quite 2 minutes per rim here. I mean, looking at the time, maybe hold this for a minute. Alright, you can see here we're about a minute on that one. Now we're going to flip these over and get this side done. Stay up. And let those cook for just a bit. Alright, they've been going about another 1 minute, and now it's time to take them off. Let them rest. We're not done finished cooking just yet. We're going to let them rest for a bit. And while I do that, I am going to, let's turn that off. And we are going to turn the oven on 400 degrees. We're going to put the oven on. So while our steaks are resting for a while, we're going to turn our oven on 400. And we're going to let that come up to temperature. I like to let them rest until the oven is completely up to temperature, which maybe is 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes. What we're going to do by letting those steaks rest, what I've found is that I get a lot more pink on the inside. If I went straight from the cast iron into a 400 degree oven, once I got it to 125, I would have kind of a small amount of pink, like the edges of the meat would be cooked a lot more than I wanted. by letting it sit 5-10 minutes, maybe even longer, 15 minutes, I find that when it goes into the oven, it's cooled down a touch, and now I get a lot bigger pink in the middle, which is what we all like. All right, so the steaks have been sitting here maybe, I say 20 minutes. What we're going to do now is add some butter to the top of each one of these. A little pat of butter on top. And then we are going to move them over into the pan. Set them in there nice and easy. And what we want to do now, we're fixing to put them in the oven. We are going to put a temperature probe in here. And we'll take a couple of the largest ones. We want it to go right in the center, in the middle.
Look, Daddy.
Into the center.
This one doesn't work.
It doesn't work. All right, I'll be over there in a bit, honey. And let's grab this one here. We'll go right in the center. So I'm looking for about 125 right in the middle there. So we're going to move these over into the oven now. So I just moved them right into the oven here. And we're going to put the wires out. And we're going to let them go to 125. We'll see how long that takes. Not really going off time at all, just temperature. Yeah, I didn't show when they went in, they were both at 99 and they're both staying pretty steady. We're at 107 there, 108. Just waiting to get to 125. That's when I'm going to pull them out and let them rest on a plate. Alright, so we are getting up there. We're really close now. 124. And I'm going to go ahead and take them off. Alright, so we're getting them out of the oven. Let's get the probes out first. Now we want to move them over to a plate. And we're going to let these rest for a while. At least 10 minutes, let these rest. I'd say maybe even longer. I'm going to put some foil over it. I got it set out here. And just kind of lightly put it around the outside. And we will let those sit for 10 to 15 minutes. Alright, here we go. Ready to cut into them. They've been resting probably about 20 minutes. Grab one. Let's see about grabbing this one. Crust looks okay. I mean, you know, not perfect, but let's see how it looks on the inside. So, definitely cooked probably a little more than medium rare. This is probably more on the medium side. But, you know, it'll still taste good. Yeah, very tender. Tastes good.